This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It is time for Top of the Morning. It is 9 a.m. I'm your host, Abdul Ali. Thank you so much for joining us here on Top of the Morning, the best 30-minute morning show on the planet. If you haven't done so already, as always, we need you to jump over to tuconservative.com, grab yourself a membership, sponsor a show, support what we do here at the Urban Conservative, which is to spread conservative values and principles and the benefits of conservative policies to urban communities across this great nation of ours. Again, the website tuconservative.com. You can follow us on all social media at tuconservative. We really appreciate the love. And before we get going this morning, I normally don't plug stuff, but I gotta really be behind and supporting something to support it. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is something that I am proud to support, proud to throw my name behind, proud to throw all of our weight behind. There is a spaghetti dinner, cake, and pie auction supporting my good friend, Representative Kevin Crutchfield. Very special guest, Congressman Dan Bishop, who you all know is running for North Carolina Attorney General. Special guests will be in the building, Court of Appeals Judge Michael Stating, and special guest Judge Jefferson Griffin, who is a candidate for the North Carolina Supreme Court. This is going to be going down on September 30th. There will be a link on the Urban Conservative page for you to support Representative Kevin Crutchfield and his spaghetti dinner, cake, and pie auction, which I think is a pretty nifty idea. And I gotta say, I have a little bit of a more pride in this because as the chairman of Shouts Out to the Cabarrus GOP, Kevin Crutchfield was the one candidate that I can honestly say I recruited while I was a chairman. And he has gone on to do some great things in the North Carolina legislature, starting the Small Business Caucus, becoming the freshman leader and all that good stuff. So he is somebody I am proud to call a friend. I'm proud to see the work that he's doing up there in the legislature. I couldn't have asked for a better partner, a better representative, a better friend, somebody to be up there representing the good folks of Rowan and Cabarrus County up in the legislature. So again, please get out there, support that spaghetti fundraiser dinner that he's doing. I think that's important for us to make sure we're sending solid folks, solid conservative people back up to the legislature, because Lord knows we need some true, solid conservative people up in our legislature making things happen. So, let me get it right for y'all real quick. I got to do the morning mugshot. My brother always gets on me when I host a show by myself. So that's what we on today. We on the Frederick Douglass Foundation Friday. Hold on. I'm telling y'all, man, this Tyrus Kemp coffee is what I've been on. It's amazing coffee. If y'all want to support a conservative coffee company, go look up Tyrus Kemp coffee. Dude's got some great coffee. So let's jump right in. Medical marijuana and the North Carolina General Assembly. Now, one of the interesting things about medical marijuana is that there are arguments for and there are arguments against medical marijuana. Now, medical marijuana is making its way through the North Carolina legislature. There have been, and this is back, a few weeks back. And let me take a look at this. Yeah, this is back on May 30th. There was a story from the Carolina Journal that SB 3 was to legalize marijuana for certain medical reasons. The House Committee on Health did not hold a vote on SB 3, but discussed the bill for about 30 minutes. Earlier this year, the bill passed the Senate by a vote of 36-10. In the 21-22 legislative session, the Senate passed a similar bill, but the legislation did not receive a committee hearing in the House, which much less makes it to the floor vote. So the bill is sponsored by the Senate's second most powerful lawmaker, Senator Bill Rabon, who is a Republican out of Brunswick, and he is the chairman of the Senate Rules Committee. Senator Rabon, this is a quote, Senator Rabon has been the driving force on medical marijuana bill that passed the Senate last time. It did not pass the House, said Senate Leader Phil Berger Rockingham, Republican. I think time will help, and we'll see whether or not this session is the right time. I think it's the right thing for us to do, though. So you've got Phil Berger saying that passing a medical marijuana bill in North Carolina is the right thing to do. His thought is that the bill passed the Senate last time was well constructed and addressed a lot of the concerns that people have. There were 10 Republicans who opposed SB 3 in the state Senate. All Democrats supported the bill. SB 3 was dubbed the Compassionate Care Act by sponsors, has been a key negotiating tool for the House. Rabon has reportedly prevented many House bills from clearing his committee because the House refused to move on SB 3. Now, the more important side of this is that the Health Committee did have a debate on this. Rabon introduced the bill to the House Health Committee and answered questions from Larry Potts, who was presiding over the meeting. I think it's important for people to understand what this bill does and what it does not do, Rabon said. It is not intended to change current civil or criminal laws governing the use of cannabis for non-medical purposes. So this bill does not make marijuana legal for the purposes of recreation. So that's something important that people need to know about this bill. But the fact of the matter is, folks, the fact of the matter is you've got people on both sides of this issue. I've had an opportunity to talk to some of the legislators in North Carolina who are medical professionals, and there does seem to be some valid arguments on the against side of this. Now, people who are pro, and this is from a website called myhealth.com, Americans overwhelmingly support legislation, the legalization of marijuana. In fact, according to the Pew Research Center, 88% of Americans support legalizing weed. Of those, 59% say it should be legal for medical and recreational use, and 30% say it should be legal for medical reasons only. Now, some of the possible health benefits of medical marijuana that have been proposed are nausea. It says marijuana is effective in relieving nausea and vomiting. Studies have shown that cannabis can decrease nausea caused by chemotherapy and almost eliminate the vomiting part. Spasticity. Marijuana can relieve pain and spasticity associated with multiple sclerosis. Marijuana can help treat appetite loss associated with conditions like HIV, AIDS, and certain type of cancers. And then they say chronic pain. Marijuana can relieve certain types of chronic pain, including neuropathic pain, which is caused by nerve damage. Now, there are arguments in favor of using medical marijuana. They say it's safer. It's safer than some medications prescribed to treat pain. For example, some people may use marijuana instead of opioids for pain management because opioids are highly addictive and typically not recommended for long-term use in treating chronic pain. The other argument, this is a pro argument, says you do not need to smoke cannabis for its benefits. Products such as cannabidiol, is an oil, topical pain relief treatments, edibles, and other non-smoking applications are now available. And then the other argument is you don't need to get high. As studies continue, researchers are finding benefits in the individual compounds within the plant. When these chemicals are isolated, such as CBD has been, they can offer treatment options without the high produced by the THC. And last but not least, it's natural. People have used it for centuries as a natural medical agent with good results. Now, on the other side of this issue, there are those who oppose the legalization of marijuana, and they point to the health risks, including memory issues. Frequent marijuana use may seriously affect your short-term memory, cognition problems. Frequent use can impair your cognitive thinking abilities, lung damage if you're going to smoke it, abuse if you're going to, become addicted. And then marijuana users have impaired driving skills and increases the risk for car collisions. Now, truth be told, as I talked to some of the legislators that were working on this, one of the things is there's not a lot of testing data out there. It's not a whole lot of testing data. So we're going to find out where this lands in North Carolina. Again, it is being as part of the budget negotiations, and they're playing hardball one side on the other. But it is a valid discussion. I think it's something that North Carolinians need to consider. We need to look at Colorado and other states to look at, Was the revenue generated worth the human cost? They're seeing more traffic accidents, more DUIs, things of that nature. So we'll stay tuned. We'll check it out. We're going to keep posted on looking at whether or not this medical marijuana bill makes it through with the budget. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back and talk about a very salacious topic, which is open primaries. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back here on Top of the Morning. Episode of Top of the Morning is brought to you by Edward Jones financial advisor Kelly Harmon, providing you with well-researched guidance backed by Edward Jones' extensive team and technology that help you prepare for retirement, children's education, or other financial goals. Call 252-473-1006 or visit the link on the screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back on Top of the Morning, best 30-minute morning show on the planet. I'm Abdul Ali. I got to give a shout out to my twin brother who is out on assignment with the South Shore Press today, working hard. Shouts out to the whole team at the South Shore Press and Forward Truth and the whole crew over there. Oh, man. So this is a pretty contentious thing, and I'm going to sip some coffee before I get into this. Now, I've heard Republicans on both sides of this issue, on the primary issue. And we're talking about the ability for a political party to keep its primary open or to close its primary. And what that means, if you're not familiar with what a primary is, an open primary means that an unaffiliated voter can pull a ballot for the Democrats or a ballot for the Republicans. That means unaffiliated voters can participate in either party's primary. Now, we have open primaries currently in North Carolina, and if the General Assembly has their way, it's going to stay that way forever. This is a story coming out of the Carolina Journal. Legislative Republicans sent a clear signal to the largest group of voters in the Tar Heel state, unaffiliated voters, that they are welcome to continue voting in Republican primary contests now and forevermore. Included in a recently passed election bill is a requirement that unaffiliated voters be allowed to vote in a political party's primary, removing the ability of parties to make this choice of whether to welcome unaffiliated voters or not. You heard it right. Political parties in North Carolina no longer have the ability to make this choice of whether or not to have an open or closed primary. Most new North Carolina voters are choosing not to affiliate with either political party, even though most routinely vote with one of the major political parties. According to voter registration data tracked by the John Locke Foundation, as of August 2023, 36% of North Carolina voters are registered unaffiliated. That's roughly 2.7 million. 33% are registered as Democrat. That's 2.4 million. And 30% are registered as Republican, or 2.2 million. During July of this year alone, Democrats had a net loss of 53 registered voters. Republicans added 2,300, while the unaffiliated voter registration list jumped 12,000. Now, Senate Bill 747 has now passed both chambers of the legislature. Governor Cooper, obviously vetoed the measure, but there were some other things included in that bill. Some other provisions in SB 747 included requires absentee mail ballots to be received by Election Day instead of Friday after the election if postmarked by Election Day. I'm not mad at that. It's called Election Day. You need to get the daggone thing on Election Day. It's not election week. It's not election month. It's not election season. It is Election Day. So I'm not necessarily opposed to having the ballots be received by Election Day. It also prohibits election officials from accepting private money to administer elections. No, duh. You would think that would be common sense. Amends the same-day registration to remove ballots if the registration is not confirmed by a county's Board of Election Verification mailing. Now, The change removing a political party's ability to choose how to conduct its primary was not included in the original Senate version of the election bill, but was included in the House revision that will become law this fall. Now, the change has obviously angered some GOP activists who have long argued that the NC GOP should once again close its primaries and only allow registered Republicans to vote in the primary elections. In a forum on the conservative Daily Haymaker website, Michael McNanty, who is the chair of the Granville County Republican Party, wrote, "This is an outrage. To say this is a slap in the face is an understatement." You also had Jim Womack, former Lee County Commissioner and chairman of the Lee GOP, who praised some of the bill but blasted the change in who controls votes in primary elections. He said that unaffiliated voters outnumber Republicans by 440,000, and that gap is expanding exponentially. Although Democrat percentages continue to decline even faster than those of the GOP, the influence of center-left voters in GOP primaries will only grow over time. That influence will not, unfortunately, include an increase in funding support for the NC GOP. To the contrary, contributions from conservative donors will likely tail off over time. This is a big setback for the conservative NCGOP rank and file. Now, as chronicled by several North Carolina political scientists back in 21, the rise of the unaffiliated voter began in 1977 when the General Assembly converted those registers as independent or no party to an unaffiliated status. Yet, it would be until 1987 that the state saw unaffiliated voter registrations begin to skyrocket. And then it would be another 8 years before the Democratic Party would open up its primaries to unaffiliated voters. Now, here's what my take on this is, and just get in the comments. Let us know what you think. Should the legislature have acted to take away the political party's ability to open or close their primary? Was this the legislature afraid of what they want to call true conservatives? Is the idea that if we close the primary that no true conservative candidate can win statewide? I've heard people on both sides of the argument, and one of the interesting things about this is you look at Mark Robinson's numbers in 2020. Look at the fact that Trump won North Carolina. Look at the fact that Ted Budd just won his Senate seat in North Carolina. So I'm just asking the question. We want to know what you think. Is it possible? Is it possible that this was a mistake? Or was it possible that closing the primary is the right thing to do? You let us know. Get in the comment section. We're going to take a quick commercial break and come right back on top of the morning. We're going to talk about Kemp supporting Fani Willis and this whole idea that Trump's mugshot is helping him with black voters. We're going to be right back on top of the morning. Y'all don't go nowhere. This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back here on top of the morning on the Urban Conservative. We appreciate y'all rocking with us each and every Monday through Friday right here for top of the morning. All right, guys, this is the moment we've been waiting for. We knew this was going to happen, but Governor Kemp, and we're going to talk a little bit about this Trump mugshot thing in a second, but Governor Brian Kemp decided it was a good idea to come out and support Fani Willis. Calls for her to be impeached, calls for her to be removed. He's not having it. It appears that the governor is rejecting the idea of calling a special session to oust Fani Willis and criticizing Trump and his allies. The bottom line is that in the state of Georgia, as long as I'm governor, we're going to follow the law and the Constitution. He dismissed. Let me show y'all this real quick.
Echoed outside of these walls by the former president for a special session that would ignore current Georgia law and directly interfere with the proceedings of a separate but equal branch of government. I did want to take just a few minutes to speak to some history that's trying to repeat itself over the last few days here in Georgia. Many of you will recall that in the final weeks of 2020, I clearly and repeatedly said that I would not be calling a special session of the General Assembly to overturn the 2020 election results because such an action would have been unconstitutional. It was that simple. Fast forward today, nearly 3 years later, memories are fading fast. There have been calls by one individual in the General Assembly and echoed outside of these walls by the former president for a special session that would ignore current Georgia law and directly interfere with the proceedings of a separate but equal branch of government. Up to this point, I have not seen any evidence that D.A. Willis's actions or lack thereof warrant action by the Prosecuting Attorney Oversight Commission. But that will ultimately be a decision that the commission will make. Regardless, in my mind, a special session of the General Assembly to end run around this law is not feasible and may ultimately prove to be unconstitutional. The bottom line is that in the state of Georgia, as long as I'm governor, we're going to follow the law and the Constitution, regardless of who it helps or harms.
I just got one question. Was y'all following the law when people were stuffing ballots into boxes? I'm just curious. Was that following the law? I'm thoroughly confused. Where was all of this energy and smoke when it was obvious that things were not right? I'm just curious.
Over the last few years, some inside and outside of this building may have forgotten that, but I can assure you, I have not. The oath I took with my hand on the Bible that's right behind me in January of 23 is the same Bible that I took in my inauguration in 2019. And in Georgia, we will not be engaging in political theater that only inflames the emotions of the moment. We will do what is right. We will uphold our oaths as public servants. And it's my belief that our state will be better off for it.
Except for the fact that you have a rise in crime and Fani Willis's own district is going to crap in a handbasket, sir. Yeah. The idea that a county prosecutor, a county district attorney is filing charges, federal political theater at its finest is exactly what the Democrats are doing. First, it was Russia. Then it was the Ukraine call. Then I don't understand how the people in Georgia don't see through this. Are you telling me we all didn't see the ballot boxes being stuffed? Did any of y'all watch 2,000 Mules? I saw it. All of a sudden people started wearing gloves to stuff ballot boxes. Geo-tracking data on people's cell phones showing that they're hitting multiple boxes. But we're not supposed to, you because you don't like Trump, Governor Kemp. You don't like Trump. You don't like the fact that he's shaking things up. You don't like the fact that he's exposing the uniparty system. You don't like the fact that he's calling out the failure that is Atlanta. I mean, look at your cities. For Christ's sake, look at Atlanta. Do I need to pull up the back murders in Atlanta? Like, do I need to pull that up? It's absolutely ridiculous. And then on top of that, you got a DA who releases the indictment before it's filed. And then this jackass has the audacity to sit here and talk about this political theater. What's political theater? Is these charges against Trump, these cases against Trump, these indictments? That is political theater. By definition, that is the very essence and fact of what political theater is. But then let's flip the script a little bit. Let me tell you why this terrifies people, and this leads us to this whole idea of Trump's mugshot, right? You got jackasses like Joy Reid, okay? You got buttheads like this lady here, right? Let me turn this music off real quick. You got geniuses like this lady here, okay? That's about to say something so stupid. Listen to this stupidity. Hold on. Back up a little bit. Listen to this.
That they have all come up with this, and on Fox, this is their new talking point. They think black people like criminals.
Ma'am, the biggest song, hip hop song for a long time was "I'm locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. I'm locked up." Yo, wasn't Denzel the bad guy? Didn't we all love? Are you kidding me? We love the bad guy. We love the criminal. Are you stupid, Joy? You can't, like, all of a sudden now, the left, people on the left, black people don't like criminals. Are you? Do I need to run through the black book section at Walmart? do I need to? Listen. If I go right now and I pull up top black music 2023, I'm just gonna Google it, right? Let's just Google this. Blessed back art, English hits black box on. So let's see what we got. Headshots. We talking about shooting somebody. Yeah, it's just every song, everything that we got in our community, every piece of entertainment it's always around negativity and the criminal, and we love the bad guy. Don't y'all remember blaxploitation? Don't y'all remember? Like, that's who we got to look up to. That's what the people in Hollywood, your folks, got us looking up to. Are you kidding me? So then when you hear white folks say, yeah, black people are actually starting to snap out of it. Yo, I actually saw the t-shirt, the niggas for Trump t-shirt. Black folks are snapping out of this race bait in numbers that's terrifying the left. That's why they put this lady Joy Reid up there. That's why they put her up there. To say, oh, real black people don't like criminals. I can beg to differ. We all liked Denzel. We loved him after Training Day. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. It's my best Denzel. It's my best Denzel impression. But y'all gotta be kidding me. Okay, I don't even gotta say it. Ari K, shouts out to Ari. Any top 10 rap album on streaming services has violence. Let's go. Every movie has every number one. Yo, I can't think of a black movie that isn't based on some sort of criminal. We love the bad guy. Everybody, all the rappers are Scarface. I'm thinking about it. We loved Wesley Snipes in Juice. Boys in the Hood. What do you mean black people don't like criminals? Isn't that black culture, the ghetto culture? You ain't black enough if you don't support ghetto culture. This is some jackassery at its finest. Let's listen to what this retard has to say. Yeah, I said retard. You get mad if you want to.
And that's what they think of black folk. They even think Atlanta is a giant criminal stew. Oh.
Hold on. Atlanta crime rate. Let me just Google that. Hold on. Let's just put that to bed with her dumb ass. It didn't even take much. With a crime rate of 50 per 1,000, Atlanta has one of the highest crime rates in America compared to all communities of all sizes, from the smallest towns to the very largest cities. One's chance of becoming a victim of either violent or property crime here is 1 in 20, Jackass Joy. It's 1 in 20. Okay, Jackass Joy? It is not a criminal stew. It is a criminal gumbo. It is a criminal meatloaf. It is a criminal golden corral, if you will. It is a buffet of criminality in Atlanta. You can get whatever criminality you want in Atlanta. I don't even got to look that hard. You the work is if I look at the Atlanta Regional Commission's crime in Atlanta, 352 property crimes per 10,000. It's absolutely nuts. So I don't know who Joy Reid or what Joy Reid is talking about. I don't know what community she's talking about. Atlanta is the stew. It is the buffet. It is the amuse-bouche of crime. It is the order. You have it your way. You want drug dealing? We got your drug dealing. You want property crime? We got your property crime. This is jackass.
Of the hood. And
It is. Have you been to Atlanta, lady? Have you been there lately? Have you not been to Atlanta, Joy? Not the downtown, the top of the floors, the things you hang out with your executives. I'm talking about the actual streets of Atlanta, ma'am.
therefore, any mural in Atlanta has got to be pro Donald Trump, and it's got to be black people lining up to praise him. It's what they think of black people, the reason that they can't get black people to vote for them.
Well, it is part of the criminalization of blacks. They see blacks, all blacks, as criminals. And
What jackassery is this? They just said Reverend Al the Bait Man Sharpton just said they see all black men as criminals. Y'all got to see my face for this. They see all black men as criminals. Did they see Barack Obama as a criminal? Just asking. Just curious. Did they see Barack Obama as a criminal? All black men are criminals? So you mean to tell me the governors, the black governor they just elected up there in the Northeast, was it Maryland or one of these states just got their first black governor? You mean the city of Detroit sees all black people as criminals? You mean these mayors and city, all black people are seen as criminal? This is that race bait 101 live in action. Why y'all let Al Sharpton on here with his goddamn on car light like that, bro? Yo, could you invest in a little square light, bro? Can you invest in a little square light that you fix up? Maybe have your man hold in front of you. It's a little tough watching you like that, Al. Just for the record, it's a little tough. But that was a stupid ass statement to make. They see all blacks as criminals. They see Byron Donalds as a criminal? That's what they see Tim Scott as a criminal? Like, seriously? Kind of jackass.
We all will, in a knee-jerk way, go with criminals. No, we go with those that we feel are falsely being criminalized and tried and cannot defend themselves. Secondly, we deal with the fact that on the other side,
is it really a false narrative that being an accused felon broadens Trump appeal with black voters? Is it true? Yes, it's true. Why? Not because I said so. Not because I said so. Turn on your black radio station, right? Turn on your black radio station. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Power 98 Charlotte playlist, okay? I'm going to just pull up the playlist for Charlotte's hip hop and R&B. Okay, check this out. Number one song, What You Mean Gonna, area codes, peaches and eggplants. That's butt and penises for those that don't know, right? All my life, my computer career, Curious, Shake Some remix, Point Me To, Fendita rapper. Let's take the number one song, What You Mean by Gunna. Let's see. What You Mean Gunna lyrics. Let's take a look at the lyrics. Y'all see it. I ain't got to make it up. Y'all see it right there. There's the lyrics. There you go. I ain't got to make it up. That's exactly right. Okay? This is what y'all mean. This is what y'all talking about. Bentley fly like a bird. Crank up before I swerve. Can't beat my we don't know what you heard. Young Gunna, they working my nerves. I'm about to pour some syrup. Effing this beat like a perv. Smack. Come. What is this? This is your number one song on hip hop radio, on video. This is your number one joint. Lyrics like that. This is what y'all feeding the kids. To Ari Gates' point. This is y'all joint. Yo, hold on. I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna do you one better. This is what y'all are when you say blacks ain't about. Hold on. What's the girl that got here? Here. This is what y'all got the girls on right here. This is what y'all want. Come on now, right? Y'all. This is what y'all support though. This is what black people. This is black radio. This is what they telling us black people like to hear. This is what they telling us black people like to listen to. I don't listen to it. Last time I checked, I'm pretty black. So, ladies and gentlemen, forget the jackassery. Forget the BS. It's stupid. Yes, Trump's mugshot is helping him with black voters. Why? Because a lot of those people who feel like the system hasn't been supportive of them, who feel like they're trapped in the system, whether they're right or wrong, are starting to see that there is two-tier system of justice. One for the people who toe the line and keep the victimhood mentality and perpetuate this oppression. They see that there's two tiers of justice. It's not just the mugshot. It's just not the fact that Trump got arrested. It's the fact that people are starting to see that the left has a double standard and people are snapping out of it. That's just the bottom line. People are snapping out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to throw this back up on the screen. Please consider supporting the homeboy Kevin Crutchfield. There he goes. For his cake and pie auction and spaghetti dinner. Congressman Dan Bishop will be in the building. This is going down Saturday, September 30th. Enjoy a spaghetti dinner with him. Judge Michael Stating from the Court of Appeals. Judge Jefferson Griffin, who is running for the Supreme Court, will be in attendance. So will I. This, again, is going down Saturday, September 30th. Make sure you get out. Support the homeboy Kevin Crutchfield. I will see you all in Fayetteville on September 9th, this coming Saturday, for the men's retreat, the conservative men's huddle. We're looking forward to that event. We want you all to have a safe, a positive, and a wonderful weekend. We will see you live and direct here on Monday morning for Top of the Morning. Again, Monday night at 8 p.m. for the Urban Conservative Podcast. We appreciate you. Have a positive and productive Friday. We'll see y'all soon. Peace and love, everybody. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at TU Conservative.